disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
Mel made the call and millions followed. It's now official. The Sound of Freedom, the movie that Hollywood elites have tried to shut down for the past 5 years, has skyrocketed to the #1 movie in the nation. This is an incredible story that's going to inspire you like nothing else.
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's going to pass the drug trade. Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time to a child 5 to 10 times a day. God's children are not for sale.
It's the movie that's storming the nation, The Sound of Freedom, starring Jim Caviezel. It's officially beaten out the likes of none other than Disney's Indiana Jones in what Newsweek is calling an incredible box office coup. We really haven't seen anything like this since The Passion of the Christ. If you don't know about the film, it's based on the incredible true story of a federal agent who embarks on a dangerous mission to save a young girl from a child sex trafficking ring that he exposed, which brings him deep inside the Colombian jungle and obviously puts his life at risk. Now, I'm planning on seeing it this weekend with my family, and I recommend that you do the same. It's absolutely on fire at the box office. Of course, with a little help from one Donald John Trump, who's promoting the film on his Truth Social, as well as Elon Musk on Twitter. Both Trump and Musk have been instrumental in getting the word out for the film, and it's working. The Sound of Freedom is not only beating out Indiana Jones, it's doing so despite the fact that it's being seen in only half the theaters. And that's because what a lot of people don't know, this movie has been intentionally suppressed by our Hollywood elite now for the last 5 years. This is an unbelievable story. Here's Eduardo Verastegui, the producer of the film, and The Passion of the Christ star Jim Caviezel on what Hollywood was so afraid of.
I mean, it's been 8 years of work, but we finished the movie 5 years ago. And I thought, finally, okay, now this movie is going to see the light. It's going to raise awareness, because my #1 goal is to raise awareness. Alejandro Monteverde, who is a genius director, he's the writer and the director of this film. I mean, first of all, I'm so honored to be surrounded by amazing Michelangelos, like this guy, incredible actor, but more important, big heart. Alejandro Monteverde, Tim Ballard. It's amazing, but our #1 goal is to raise awareness, because a lot of people, they don't even know that this problem exists. How can you become a solution if you don't even know that this problem exists in the first place, right? So we need to raise awareness. Millions of people, they need to see this film. So I thought it's going to be very simple and easy. Let's go to Netflix so we can reach the entire world. This is not for us. And they passed. Wow. Okay, Amazon. This is not for us. And
Amazon and Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yes, and many more for 3 years. This is not for us. That's the word.
All right. I mean, I can say one thing. I showed it in Vegas, and there was 5 screenings, about 1,500 people that saw it. During the 5 screenings, each screening, there was talking going on. And I was like watching the audience going, what? The second time it happened. Again, third time, talking in this one particular spot. And I'm thinking, what, did we do something wrong or something? But so then one more time it happened. At the end, I was asking about the movie, and I asked them about that one particular part where everybody's talking, and they all cried out Epstein Island. And I went, oh, okay. Now I understand what we're up against. Wow. Epstein Island isn't the only sex island out there. And Tim Ballard takes down one in the film.
Hey, gang, you know that BlackRock has been bribing corrupt politicians like Nancy Pelosi with inside trader secrets for decades now. They know a whole host of inside baseball tips that gives them an unfair advantage when picking stocks. But did you know that thanks to a little-known SEC database, guess what? we can have access to those very secrets as well. We get to see what stocks these corporate CEOs are buying up in real time, and then we get to piggyback on their trades to gain the same advantage for ourselves that Pelosi and the crooks in D.C. have. My friend Ross Givens has been tracking insider trading for years, and his recommendations have led to investment returns of over 200%. Some have hit as high as nearly 1,500%, and according to him, there's simply no better way to beat the market. And now it's your turn. Click on that link below right now and learn how you too can learn to trade like Pelosi. Click on that link and learn how to gain an insider advantage for yourself today. Now, the Tim Ballard that he referred to there is a former CIA agent who founded Operation Underground, which is one of the leading figures in the global fight against child sex trafficking, which generates a staggering annual revenue of $34 billion a year. That's more than the average earnings of the airline industry. 34 billion, billion with a B, all right? And as you heard from Jim Caviezel, this involves some pretty notorious characters that unfortunately we're all too familiar with.
This is a global problem.
It's elite problem.
Hollywood too. I'm not saying everyone, because he lives in LA. I used to live in LA. There's a lot of great people there who are fighting, but the guys who are like at very top.
Are there ones we don't know about?
Well, you have to.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not an agent, but there are with the power of this film. Why they're scared of this film is because look at the Passion of the Christ. This is amazing. It was pushed by the people, and at one point, two different individuals went and watched the movie. Both of these guys got away with murder, and they turned themselves in after that movie. Now, this movie has a power because it goes into your heart, and it asks you a question. When this is all done, what do you get? And what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to meet God at some point, and I believe it's going to move a lot of whistleblowers to come forward, but not one, in the hundreds, maybe thousands of them worldwide start coming forward and telling the truth of what's really going on. And that will bring an end to this whole thing.
And the beauty here is that the movie really does seem to be making just such an impact. Jack Posobiec tweeted out something from one of his friends who went to see Sound of Freedom showing at a movie tavern in Pennsylvania. And the waitress wrote on his friend's receipt, "Most important film of our time. Bless you both." So obviously you could see the passion that this film is evoking. And that passion is translated into a #1 box office smash hit in the nation, again, surpassing even Indiana Jones. And it's a lesson for all of us, gang. It's a lesson for all of us. The Sound of Freedom, along with The Passion of Christ and a whole host of other movies, reminds us that we truly are the majority. As Newsweek said, this is a box office coup. The elites in Hollywood dictate the box office only as long as we allow them to. When patriots like Mel Gibson and Jim Caviezel and Elon Musk and Eduardo Verostegui and Sylvester Stallone and Chris Pratt, when they all stand up and say, that's it, we're taking a stand. We're dedicating our time, talent, and treasure to defending freedom and liberty, and indeed, as Elon Musk has said, to defending Western civilization itself. When they stand up and then we, the public, we, the people, in turn show that we got their backs, every single time they take a brave stand, we're unstoppable. We're unbeatable. Remember, what I love so much about this movie is that its creators and producers never gave up. Gang, remember, it was finished 5 years ago. 5 freaking years ago. No one in Hollywood would touch it. It was a film all dressed up with nowhere to go. And yet, despite those obstacles, these patriots never gave up. And now it's the #1 film in the nation. So, as you could see, go out, check out The Sound of Freedom this weekend. Let's do this together, and let's together win the day. Are you ready to join the resistance, because I'm leading a group of dedicated, courageous patriots who can lead a spearhead into the heart of the secular globalist establishment. We punished Bud Light and Target, driven CNN and the legacy media to near bankruptcy, forced BlackRock to backtrack on ESG, and now we're seeing our conservative-dominated Supreme Court ending affirmative action and protecting religious liberty. In my Insiders Club, I show you concrete steps to take locally and online that will only keep this mass uprising going until the battle is won. Don't wait. Click the link in my description below and join my Courageous Patriots Insiders Club today.